Of the main sources of information during the protests with the use of websites such as Twitter and Facebook. Well, to explore this a little more, we can speak to Professor Erkan Saka, who is a political blogger and Professor of Communications at Istanbul's Bilgi University. He specifically focuses on new media cultures. Professor, thank you very much for joining us and welcome to the programme. I just want to explore, as we said in the introduction there, the use of social media in the protests so far. What do you understand to be the importance of websites such as Twitter and Facebook?
Well, they were the only sources, in fact. New media was the only source for the first 3 days, we can say. I've never seen such a traditional media blackout before. So in that sense, social media was vital. Yeah.
Were you able to get a sense of true information coming on those websites? Because much is often said about Twitter, whereby you have to be careful about what is being said on those sites.
Yes, without the lack of professional, journalism, yes, it's difficult. But citizen journalism have their own merits, and many of us were trying hard to filter out these incorrect or inaccurate information. So I think more or less we did a good job. Yes, there is definitely information overload. There is too much propaganda or manipulation going on. But I think we can filter out the more necessary information. And in fact, that was the source for the citizens. Whatever was produced in new media, basically.
It's interesting to hear you say that, these social media sites have been the main source of information when there was a blackout. But how much do you think they perhaps drive the protests forward? Because we understand from looking back to Egypt in Tahrir Square, where a lot of the social media was the place where protest meetings were organised and were very much galvanising support. Is that the same indication you're getting here?
I mean, social media is yes, definitely it is a factor. But in the very beginning, I think people were sort of very outraged with the police violence. The first park activists were just a few environmental NGOs or LGBT groups. And they were very peaceful when they attacked, and the news of that attack from the police, came around through, of course, social media, basically. Then it sort of triggered, and then organizations or more wider organizations or social organizations began to emerge. And now I think it's beyond social media, and people are quite aware of it.
Sure.
After the few days, yeah.
Before I let you go, can I just ask you, are you in favour of the demonstrations that have been taking place over the last few days?
Yes, I'm in favour. Yes, I'm against vandalism or violence, and in fact, most of the activists are definitely not violent. In fact, there hasn't been a single Molotov cocktail thrown at police until still no, there is not. So this is definitely a peaceful protest, but of course there might always be provocations, and I later saw some clashes with police. But in such a large-scale social movement, that there is always some exceptional issues, provocative issues. But in general, this is a very peaceful and civil resistance, I believe.
We're grateful for your time. Thank you so much for joining us, Professor Erkan Saka there. And just to bring you some information regarding the reports that we had of a 22-year-old who had died in the protests. We've now got official confirmation from Antakya's governor's office, and that is the province where the protester died. We understand that the governor's office there confirming that the 22-year-old, naming him as Abdullah Komet, did die in southern Turkish city of Antakya today, as in Monday, the latest day of protest. So that coming to us in the last few minutes.